Live from Atlantic Health Jets training facility here in Florham Park, New Jersey, it all comes down to this. The Oakley Icon Alliance East Regional 7th and final games coming up for a couple of teams bunched in the middle of the standings, trying to fight their way to Los Angeles for the championship round coming up in February. Kyle Bailey alongside Reggie Walker Jr. We've been here with you all day on HomeTeam Network, and we're about to wrap up what's been some incredible action. We're about to do so with a couple of teams near the top of the standings, two of the best teams in this event this weekend. We've got Athena Athletics taking on Pirate Bay Krewe, and you see right there in the standings, both teams knotted at 4-2. As a matter of fact, if you look a little bit further down those standings, Jaguars Elite also at 4-2. They're set to take on Leominster Flag Football League at 3-3 on the other field, on Field 2. And so these final games, playing simultaneously here, will decide which of the top four teams will head to Los Angeles in February, Reggie.
And I guarantee you, Leominster Flag Football is not being rooted for, if you will, by Athena, because that is a head-to-head tiebreaker situation. So you know they want to make sure Athena knows they need to win this game to move forward.
Yep, they sure do. Got to win to get in, and the Pirate Bay Krewe on the other side, they've been fantastic in this tournament thus far, led by quarterback Gabriella Werr, who you see standing right there, talking to her teammates, the Gambino sisters, to Natalie Fisher and Isabella Ryan, who've been an unbelievable set of weapons for Werr at the quarterback position so far throughout this tournament. And right there you see Athena, led by their quarterback Kira Quinn, with Tessa Wheelock, Sydney Vamos, Rowan Cunningham, and a team full of playmakers that really stumbled the last time out against Leominster.
Yeah, they got to bounce back in this game, and they're going to need to get off to a good start. They found themselves behind really, really quickly, 27-0 against Leominster Flag Football League. So they've got to play better early in this game against Pirate Bay Krewe. Pirate Bay Krewe, same thing. They're a team that can be explosive. They like to get ahead of you early and try to run away and hide. Two teams that need to have strong starts and force the other teams to chase them from behind.
Yeah, Athena sitting second in the standings at 4-2. Again, three teams at 4-2, but Athena sitting there at number 2 in the standings. They're 4-2, but they have a -8 point differential on the tournament thus far, and that's in large part because of their last outing against LFFL. You've got Pirate Bay Krewe sitting at 3rd in the standings. They've got a point differential of +26. When they've been good, they've been really good, as we saw earlier this morning in the first game of the day. And then we mentioned Jaguars Elite, a +7 in point differential. They're on the other field, facing the team in LFFL. But the two teams on this field, Athena out of the state of Pennsylvania and Pirate Bay Krewe from Tampa, Florida. It's Pennsylvania against Florida to decide who moves on to Los Angeles coming up in February. And we're awaiting the start of this game as we are just mere moments away from that. And you see both teams look loose out there, Pirate Bay in particular, smiling, laughing. Looks like they're ready to go here. And for a couple of teams who have everything on the line, they look pretty loose.
They do. And I think it's because anytime you're in a situation where you've got something to play for, right, it gives you an added level of motivation, added level of confidence. Can some teams come out tight in those scenarios? Absolutely. But I suspect that both of these two teams will come out strong, particularly Athena, because of, as you mentioned, Kyle, they did not look good the last time we saw them earlier today.
No, they didn't. And for a team that has a lot of experience, a lot of weapons, I was telling you that, so many of these young ladies, especially on the Athena side, very experienced. And they've got experience with the Junior International Cup with USA Football. They've played against international competition. Tessa Wheelock, the Vamos sisters, Rowan Cunningham, of course, Kira Quinn, whose father, Tim Quinn, is the head coach of that team. They've been around the block. They've been in some big tournaments, some big situations, and I'm very, very interested to see how they respond in this scenario coming off a really tough game just a couple of hours ago.
I absolutely agree. And you have to be able to refocus, reset, recenter, if you will, to play well. And there's plenty on the line, right, for both teams. You have a chance to advance, but there's also a chance that if you don't win and certain other things don't go your way, there's a chance you don't advance. And that's got to weigh on you both ways. And so from that standpoint, it should motivate you to play and play hard. And hopefully for both teams, we get a chance to see their best in this game.
Yeah, looks like the organizing officials are chatting it up on the Pirate Bay Krewe. with their coach, Jay Chantlos, his assistant coach, Delia Autry-Jones, as we mentioned in the earlier broadcast. Delia Autry-Jones, I was just with her in Buffalo 6 weeks ago as part of that USA football trip to Buffalo Sunday Night Football that we talked about. They've got a very experienced head coach or coaching staff in general, but Delia Autry-Jones brings with her that U.S. women's national team experience that has no doubt been incredibly valuable to the Pirate Bay Krewe. Now here we go. After some deliberating and a bit later start to the game than we'd anticipated, we are ready for first half action here from Atlantic Health Jets Training Facility in Florham Park, New Jersey. Again, the Jets are on the road today, battling the Baltimore Ravens. We'll get you a look at the NFL scoreboard coming up here in just a little bit during the break in the action. But it's first down for the Tampa Krewe. Gabriella Wurr fires one to the far sideline, and it's caught by Natalie Fisher for a big first down gain.
That's a good start, getting Fisher involved early. Her speed is something to be very keenly aware of here in this ballgame.
She has been a force out there at the wide receiver position for the Pirate Bay Krewe. Natalie Fisher with a monster game this morning and an early win during the 9 a.m. game over JTF. You see right there, number 4, Gambino, to snap it. And Wurr fires it near side complete. Looks to be across midfield for a first down.
Love the simplicity of that concept. Just give me a little out route, get up the field, push to the outside. I'm going to put it right there, anticipate this throw, anticipate that you're going to get open and make a nice strong throw and pick up some positive yards, set us up for a chance to get a first down.
Juliet Gambino with the catch that time. Third down, it'll be the first down across midfield. It's knocked away. Good coverage there by the Athena Athletic Warrior squad.
And this is going to be interesting, right? This fourth down kind of situation. Do you punt the football? No, I don't think so right here. So can you pick up the first down? I think right there they got maybe a little aggressive trying to get further down the field than maybe they needed to. I think here they'll be a little bit more conservative and try to pick up the easy first down, and that's exactly what they do with the hands of Fisher there making the catch.
Fisher's so sure-handed. He's come up with a lot of big catches in situations just like that. Now Gabriella Wurr gets the offense set. Fires it near side, caught.
How?
I don't know.
How, Sway? How, Sway?
Gambino with a very impressive grab on the near sideline. Moved the chains for Pirate Bay. It'll be first down and goal to go from the 15-yard line. We'll call it the 16. Here's Wurr, takes the shotgun snap. Surveys across the middle. Catch made. Gain of about 7 yards. Isabella Ryan with the catch that time.
And just, as they say, matriculating the football down the field. Making it, that's a really nice read. Anticipated the throw. Put it in a spot where only her receiver could go get it.
We're again, second down and goal. Looking right side this time, into the end zone. And it's caught for a touchdown. Who else? Natalie Fisher. There to make the grab. She finds pay dirt. Put 6 on the board for the Pirate Bay Krewe from Tampa.
It's just a nice read. Good throw. And what I thought was interesting there, Kyle, and again, one of these quarterbacks threading the needle near that sideline, back pylon area. There was no pass rush there. They elected to keep an extra defender deep, and it cost them.
Here comes the conversion attempt. We're looking near side. Look at that catch. Are you kidding me? Gambino. That was criminal. It was so good. Look at that catch. Extra point good. 7-0. Pirate Bay comes out firing. Here in the 7th and final game of the day.
And again, this is about where to put the football. Look where she puts this ball. Up and away. Little baseball term, you like that? Up and away in a nice grab.
I'll tell you what, Gabriella Kerr, her ball placement all day long has just been tremendous. Now here comes Athena out there on offense for the first time this afternoon in this one. Kira Quinn standing in her own end zone. Makes the snap. Going deep. Nobody home. The receiver wanted a flag.
She missed an opportunity further down the field.
I think they got the flag.
They might have gotten the flag. You're right.
Sydney Vamos celebrating. We'll have to see the replay. I believe she was the intended target.
Yeah, there's the flag out there right near the 2. The official just picked it up, but you're right, Kyle. They're going to get the flag here. I didn't see exactly what the penalty was, but they're going to get the flag.
I saw the side judge walk in. He appeared to give a signal for defensive holding, which would indicate the infraction took before the ball was thrown. Either way, a penalty against Pirate Bay. It gives new life to the Athena offense. First down here from the 18. Here's Quinn. Sets her feet, going up top. And it's intercepted back at the 10-yard line. And Athena's offensive struggles continue. An ill-advised throw from Quinn, picked off by Juliet Gambino.
I think this one, Kyle, is she just didn't have the arm to get it there.
No.
The read, I think, was right. She just didn't have the arm strength to get it there, and that's unfortunate because if she can put that ball where it needs to be, that's a touchdown.
Absolutely. The receiver had a full 2 steps on the defender, but the ball was underthrown. Picked off by Gambino, and Pirate Bay already up a touchdown, gets the football right back. Here's Worth. A quick hitter across the middle. Look for a short gain to Isabella Ryan.
And Kyle, as you know, this is where the game, this flag football game, can get really dangerous. Because if you're able to go down and score and go up 2 scores and chew up a bunch of this clock, the game starts to really squeeze you in terms of how much time you have to get back in the ballgame.
Here's Burr again. A dart down the far sideline, caught just beyond midfield. It's a first down for Pirate Bay. What a throw by Gabriella Worth.
She is continuing to put on a clinic in this game, in this tournament, I should say. Look at this throw.
She sets her feet. There's a lot on that football. And look at this. In traffic.
How do you – she just drove that over and underneath the fender, but barely over so that her receiver didn't have to extend too much.
There's another one on target. What looked to have been dropped there. I'd like to see a replay to see if maybe Vamos got a hand in. Intended for Gambino again along the near sideline. Tight window throw.
I'm hoping that was a really good defensive play because that was a really good throw.
Yes, it was.
And for it to end with a drop would be a very hard pill to swallow, if you will, if you were.
Whistle's coming in. That might have been field 2, as a matter of fact. Here's the snap back to Worth. Second down. Sliding, turns it loose, looking for the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. Natalie Fisher, amongst the trees, goes up and gets it, her second touchdown of the game. Natalie Fisher may be undersized, but she is fearless and seems to always come down with the football in the end zone. Let's take a look at this.
She's coming from the left side of your screen. That ball goes up. And you know what she did? I think that's really, really good. She kept her composure when the ball went in the air and didn't react until very late. And it threw the defender off. They weren't ready to react. That's a great job. She's able to beat number 8, Sophie Caulfield, back there in the end zone for a touchdown.
What a throw again by Gabriella Kerr. I mean, you're right to point out Natalie Fisher and the work she did there in the end zone. But, I mean, Kerr's got a strong arm. Maybe the strongest arm we've seen in this tournament today. But that's a difficult throw to make, and to throw it with anticipation with 2 defenders in the neighborhood. Just great stuff from the Pirate Bay quarterback. Is right there. Kira Quinn finds Tessa Wheelock on the near sideline for completion on first down, but it doesn't go for much. And once again, for the second time here on the broadcast today that we've seen Athena, they find themselves in an early hole down by 2 scores.
They've got to go right now. Like, they need some plays. They need somebody to make a play absolutely 5 minutes ago, basically. They need someone to step up.
Kira Quinn, another quick hitter, this time to, I believe, Rowan Cunningham on the far side. 2 plays have yielded about a dozen yards for Athena, but they'll face a 3rd down, still needing to get to midfield to keep this drive alive. Approaching 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Here on the HomeTeam Network. Kyle Bailey, Reggie Walker Jr. bringing you the action from New Jersey. And there's Quinn. And just missed her that time. Rowan Cunningham streaking up the near sideline. Was open, but Quinn off target. Hits the turf and brings up 4th down.
Those are the kinds of misses that hurt. You want to be able to get those completed and give your group a chance.
There you go. Athena electing to punt the football.
Wow.
Just in case you're new to the sport, new to the broadcast today, there is no physical punting in flag football, but you can opt to punt, a.k.a. give the ball to the other team on their own 5-yard line, forcing them to go the distance of the field as opposed to turning it over on downs from the spot where you are. So already down 13-0. The last thing that Athena can afford to do is give a red-hot Pirate Bay offense the football with a short field to work on. They're on 1st down. It's a quick pitch to Gambino. She picks up a handful of yards. 2nd down on the way. The Gambino sisters in this offense, dynamic to say the least.
If you're Pirate Bay Krewe right now, you punch this one in and get a touchdown here, you start to feel really good.
Gambino back to work. Everyone take that back. Catch made by Natalie Fisher along the near sideline. Fisher, go ahead, Reggie.
At this point, Fisher is probably the player that you got to talk about that might have jumped out the most in this tournament. Now, THT, I'm sure, would have something to say about that. But whoa!
The ball picked off at the 5-yard line by Sydney Vamos. An enormous defensive play by Athena, who needed it in the worst way, trailing 13-0. And one of the rare few mistakes we've seen from Gabriella Kerr today ends up an interception for Sydney Vamos.
Yeah, and that's a situation, as a quarterback, you see a safety get on their horse that way. Maybe you throw that football, you throw it to the side that she had opened to. If you throw it to the closed side, maybe you're able to beat her, but unfortunately intercepted.
1st down, Kira Quinn. She started to throw that football. I think she wanted to tuck it, changed her mind, but couldn't hang on. Slips out incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down. Kira Quinn, a coach's daughter, she runs this offense. And listen, Athena's 4-2. They were 3-0 yesterday on the opening day of this tournament. This is a good football team. But find themselves at 4-2. 1-2 so far here on this Sunday. They need win number 5 on the weekend in the worst way if they want to advance. Snap under center back to Quinn. He's in trouble. Pressure. Flag pulled. Football came out.
And a flag down as well.
And after a big interception by Sydney Vamos, the Athena offense struggling here to capitalize.
Is this too much contact in attempting to pull the flag, or is this flag guarding? And it looks like it's going to be guarding.
Yep.
I'm just going off the reaction of Pirate Bay.
No, I think that's it's a safe assumption based on the Pirate Bay reaction right there. And again, unfortunately, the officials are not mic'd up here this afternoon, so we are watching for hand signals. As you see right here, Tim Quinn, head coach, talking things over with his offense. They've got to get something moving here inside of 4 minutes to play in the opening half.
And in badly in need of a 1st down here.
Quick hitter near side. That's more or less what they needed. How about that? As Tessa Wheelock made the initial defender miss. Got a bit further up the sideline, and that'll make 4th down more manageable, assuming they go for it here.
I think you probably need to here. I know earlier he elected to punt it, but I think you've got to go here.
2 minutes to play here in the opening half. That's still enough time for Pirate Bay to score if you hand the football back. More than enough time, as a matter of fact.
Right. I don't think you can punt here also for the fact that at some point you got to challenge your offense to finish a drive.
Here's Quinn, pressure in her face, trying to get rid of it, but she's stacked back at the 18-yard line. And that's a disaster for the Athena offense. Quick update over on field 2. How about this? Jaguars Elite and Leominster LFFL 3-3 on the outside looking in. They have an early 14-0 lead over on field 2. As you see the replay there of Kira Quinn being sacked.
Wow. To both.
Yes.
Wow, to what we just saw and to what you just said.
Now this is the danger zone for Athena. They've given the football back to Pirate Bay with a short field. Here's Wurr, rifled it over the middle. Catch made at the 10-yard line by Isabella Ryan. And a solid pickup on first down brings up second down and goal from the 10.
I know right now I'd put 2 people on Natalie Fisher. I know that. Down here in the red zone, I'm putting 2 on Fisher. Although, again, the way Ryan just made that play, and we've seen it throughout the day, you got to be careful.
Absolutely. And again, that's the Pirate Bay advantage on offense. I mean, you look at the length, the athleticism on offense. We often hear about in the tackle football world, especially at the receiver position, you don't want every receiver to be built and to work the same way, right?
That's right.
Similar kind of setup here. You've got length, you've got speed, you've got craftiness, you've got all sorts of options for Gabriella Wurr to work with that create mismatch issues for opposing defenses. And there's a timeout taken by Pirate Bay and their head coach, Jay Chantlos, as they want to make sure they get this right, because if we're being honest here, at 13-0, if you score here and you can go up 3 scores, that might be enough to not, of course, end the game, but you go up 3 scores, the odds say overwhelmingly you're likely going to win.
Yeah, just the game just moves too fast in terms of the clock and the amount of possessions to be able to come back from that standpoint.
Yeah.
And you know, you were talking about the variety of the receivers and the different players on this Pirate Bay offense. And the other thing about it is all of those things work, but they work best when you can execute.
That's right.
And they can execute, which is the scariest part. It's not just a bunch of talent running around. It's a bunch of talent that knows how to execute what's being asked of them. And then when the opportunities are there, then you see the special athletic talents that they possess.
There's Wurr going far side this time. Contested catch, broken up. Intended for Isabella Ryan on the far side there. That'll bring up third down. About 35 seconds left to play here in the first half. 13-0, the Krewe out of Tampa. Pirate Bay Krewe with a double-digit advantage. Looking for a win and to cement their spot in the top 4 and thus punching their ticket through to the championship round in Los Angeles coming up in February. I'm told actually 13 seconds remaining on the clock. So time for at least 2 more plays, you would imagine.
The crew from Pirate Bay, 4-2. Athena Athletics, 4-2. Like, this is not just, hey, try to win the game. Like, not only can one of these teams get themselves into, obviously the next step, the next level, but they can ruin somebody's tournament and hopes as well.
They sure can. Timeout taken on the field once again. Jay Chantlos and company will talk it over. And again, live at the Atlantic Health Jets training facility in Florham Park, New Jersey, home of the New York Jets. And earlier today, in case you're wondering, the New York Jets, well, they lost again. Ravens beat them 23-10. It's been a busy NFL Sunday already. Chiefs topped the Colts 23-20 out at Arrowhead in overtime. It was a big game coming into the weekend. Seahawks beat the Titans 30-24. Packers over the Vikings 23-6. Lions beat the Giants 34-27. Pats topped the Bengals 26-20. Bears beat the Steelers by a field goal as there's a third down pass into the end zone. Catch made and a touchdown. Number 4, Giovanna Gambino makes the catch in traffic, front of the end zone, touchdown. It's 19-0 Pirate Bay.
I like this route. She's coming in from the left side. She's the center, just works herself up the field. And then as soon as she turns, watch where this ball comes out right now. She's not even fully into her break yet, and that ball is on the way. And nice job adjusting just a little bit down to go get it. And they run the same concept there to get the 2-point conversion, or the 1-point conversion. That should
basically the exact same play works on the conversion, although it's Isabella Ryan this time with the catch. And it's 20-0. Pirate Bay on top. And for the second straight outing, Athena has just found itself lost in the first half. Critical mistakes and down by 3 scores, just as they were 2 hours ago in that loss to Leominster. And as we told you a moment ago, we don't have the game in front of us, but at last check, Leominster leading Jaguars Elite 14-0. That's notable, of course, because just like Athena and Pirate Bay, Jaguars Elite is 4-2 going into this game and in the top 4. That could change, of course, if the crew from Massachusetts, Leominster, hangs on for a win over on field 2.
because that would make them 4-3, along with
Jaguars Elite,
who they will have just beaten, along with whoever loses this game.
Yep.
So you have 3 teams in the mix for those spots. It could get really interesting because it'll essentially be 3 teams for 2 spots.
And then you have to go to the tiebreaker, the point differential, although I think at that point, head-to-head may still work in Athena's advantage, or Athena's favor, rather. If you go back to yesterday's results, which we have in front of us, Athena did beat Jaguars Elite yesterday 20-12. Jaguars Elite might be the team left on the outside looking in if they can't figure things out over on field 2.
Tiebreaker scenarios are always interesting.
It's halftime here at Florham Park, 20-0. Pirate Bay on top of Athena. More on the other side here on the Home Team Network.
$50 old. Disruption.
Okay, this shit is out of control. I'm driving through hell and I didn't run.
Meta, play my hooping playlist.
It's halftime here at Atlantic Health Jets Training Facility. Game number 7 for both Athena and Pirate Bay. Fighting for a chance to play for a championship in Los Angeles coming up in February, but everything turning up Pirate Bay in the first half, as you see there on your screen, 20-0, a commanding lead as we start the second half here in Florham Park. And there's an incomplete pass from Kira Quinn, trying to find Monty Keys across the middle, but can't connect.
Yeah, and right now sputtering isn't even the word. I don't know what the word is, but sputtering is not it. They are struggling.
This offense struggling mightily. Kyle Bailey, Reggie Walker Jr. here with you on Home Team Network and various gray media stations across the United States. Arizona, St. Louis, Minneapolis, South Carolina, Nevada, as that ball caught by Sydney Vamos down at the 20-yard line. And that's a huge play for the Athena offense if they're going to get back into this one. And a flag came in. I suspect defensive pass interference will be the call. Either way, should be first down and goal for the Athena offense.
She went up and got a moon ball in traffic. Right? Isn't that the old Russell Wilson, the moon ball?
Oh yeah.
Thing goes up through the galaxy and drops back down.
No matter how you feel about him, he will have always thrown one of the prettiest deep balls in NFL history.
Him, and you know who else it was one that I enjoyed watching throw the deep ball? Jeff Blake.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Jeff Blake was unbelievable with the Bengals, and before that, even in college out at East Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
He was a good one.
Well, ECU took it on the chin last night. We can talk about that at a different time.
Absolutely.
Throwback attempt stopped in its tracks. And a defensive stop there made by Pirate Bay. Defender getting to Kira Quinn before she could turn the football loose. And after a big play, big stop by Pirate Bay, and the Athena offense will come back out for 2nd down and goal. See Amani Keys standing right there. When this offense has been working for Athena, she's been a big reason why. You have to wonder if they can get her going here in the second half. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Quinn takes the snap, takes the pitch to Keys, turns and fires. I believe to Rowan Cunningham for a completion. Modest gain, and that brings up 3rd down.
I love that play call and the design there. You get a little bit of a play action fake, if you will. Hold the designated rusher just a half a step. That creates a little bit more time for you to dump that football off.
Again, a little bit surprised that Athena's continuing to go to the sideline here in between plays, down 20-0.
Yeah, in some ways you'd think they're trying to make sure they have their absolute best play call. In other ways, you go, it's a lot of time wasted.
So far, they've demonstrated no ability to get stops. As here's Tamia Morris at quarterback this time. Heaves it down the far sideline. Several defenders in the proximity and knocked away out of bounds, incomplete.
A turnover on downs? I think
Sure
it
was.
is. Yeah.
Turnover on downs for Athena. And I suspect the quarterback change was made right there to get the ball to the end zone. Kira Quinn runs the offense well, but as we've seen already today with the interception that fell short, not the biggest arm in the world.
Gabriella Wurr here. I guarantee you her message to her group, we go get a touchdown, there's nothing else to talk about.
That's right.
Let's go put this thing away right now.
And they can. Giovanna Gambino to snap it. Clock continuing to run here. Wurr taking instruction from her coach on the sideline. Runs up, takes the snap under center, hands off to Natalie Fisher. Fisher, a bit of a sweep to the boundary. You want to call it that.
They took a lot of time to get to that play. I think that was more about how long that play was going to take than anything else. I think we're officially in a little bit of salting the clock mode here.
We'll get a check of the time here momentarily, but again, the clock is not Athena's friend. Pirate Bay certainly choosing to milk it. Here's Wurr, nearly intercepted. Gracious, that was a dangerous throw. Number 22, Grace Bochnak, coming in and nearly turning the tide.
And if that ball's picked off, that's a walk-in. That's a pick 6, if you will. And if I'm Pirate Bay, I probably punt this here. Now, that was only 2nd down, but if I don't pick up a 1st down, I would punt the football.
Approaching 10 minutes to play now in the second half. Here's Wurr from her own end zone. Deep down the middle of the field. A little bit too strong, looking for number 2, Juliette Gambino. She couldn't quite get there.
Tell you what, if they'd have hit that. And Wurr knew it when she let it go. She knew she was maybe a little bit too far to the left. If she had thrown that more directly up the field, she probably completes it or has a better chance to complete it. But as I suspected, Pirate Bay, the crew there, they go ahead and punt it, which I think is the right decision. You don't want to give up an easy, quick touchdown to let Athena back in this ballgame.
A 5-yard cushion there defensively. I think we can see already how Pirate Bay is going to play this thing.
But as you know, Kyle, you have to be sure with your flag grabbing in this game. Like you can, if you miss, all of a sudden that's a huge play.
We've seen that a handful of times today here in New Jersey.
And how do you use the designated rusher versus keeping an extra person in coverage?
That's right.
Something else to keep an eye on here. So strategically, a lot of different things going on. Very interested to see some of the scheme deployments here from both coaches down the stretch.
Here's Gambino applying the pressure. It's a throwback and a run. Kira Quinn streaking up the near sideline, fighting for midfield. I'm not quite sure she got there. Check the spot. She did not. So that'll bring up 3rd down for Athena. Rapidly running out of time here, trailing 20-0. A couple of 4-2 teams. They've each played 6 here this weekend. Every team guaranteed 7 games in this round-robin tournament. There's a fake pitch and a throw back over the middle intended for Tessa Wheelock. Off target, incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
They used the designated rusher there, put pressure, and forced an incompletion. So something to keep, again, I'm going to keep saying this because this is what to watch for at this point in time in the game. How do you use that particular chess piece down the stretch of this game?
Tim Quinn delivering the play. I mean, he's staying calm there on the sideline, but no doubt the pressure mounting in this one.
Maybe somebody's told him that he's in.
Could be.
I don't know who would have.
There's the snap, back to Quinn. Quinn, deep ball, far side, off target, incomplete. It's a turnover on downs with the football going back to Pirate Bay here as time's getting late in the second half. 7 minutes and change to play. Here from Florham Park, 20-0, Pirate Bay with the lead. Pirate Bay just seems to keep getting better and better this weekend. Really well-coached football team.
It gets late really fast in these games, too. You got to be aware of that and make sure you're prepared to handle what you need to handle.
Pirate Bay went 3-1 yesterday. They've gone 1-2 so far today. But offensively, they've really had no issues. Here's Word. 1st down. Rifled it far side. Catch made. Natalie Fisher. Fisher. Goodness gracious, the football.
My ankle hurts after that play.
Watch the replay here.
Look at her.
Great hands. Tries to duck under the defender, keep the flag away.
Ducked under one, sidestepped another, and then sidestepped the sideline at the same time. Unbelievable.
My hips hurt watching that. Great athleticism on display here this weekend from all these teams. It's Pirate Bay offense in particular, and they're taking their time. And we are absolutely in the salt the clock portion of this second half, as Reggie just mentioned a couple of moments ago. Pirate Bay understandably taking their time between snaps. This were again. There's Fisher with the grab and a touchdown. Isabella Ryan, as a matter of fact, number 7 with the grab. She scores again, multiple touchdowns here on this Sunday in Florham Park, and it's 26-0. That will do it. There's some time left on the clock, but 26-0.
That's well executed. It's not overly complicated, but it's properly executed. And the throw is more than on time. And I think that's the whole key. You throw that football on time, you got a chance.
We've got a 4-possession game officially now here at Atlantic Health. 1-point conversion attempt right here. Here's Wurr. The throw back of the end zone, knocked away by Sydney Vamos, incomplete. And Athena will get the football back.
They get it back, but trailing 26-0, Kyle. I mean, uphill climb isn't the word.
No, for all intents and purposes, this one's over.
Absolutely correct.
Clock continuing to roll. So for Athena, this is about, A, how do you finish, but also keeping an eye on field 2. We'll try to get you an updated score from that one here in just a moment, but this all came down to the 5 o'clock window today, as is often the case in these round-robin tournaments. Here's Quinn, wide open receiver, streaking toward the end zone. And I believe the flag was pulled just prior to the score. Tessa Wheelock could not outrun the defender all the way to the end zone, but got most of the way there.
And for Pirate Bay, how do you allow that to happen? You just can't allow somebody to get free and have that much space behind your defense.
The first down and goal Here's Quinn, dumps it off, touchdown. Athena finally able to put some points on the board. Rowan Cunningham, the recipient of that touchdown pass from Kira Quinn. And it's 26-6 here in Florham Park.
Just a little mini roll to the right-hand side and easy pitch and catch, if you will.
That's one of the benefits of this game, that your center is also an eligible receiver. And so if not covered, you're almost guaranteed positive yardage anytime you run that play, and especially around the goal line. Opposing defenses should always be prepared for that play, but it seemed that Pirate Bay was not in that particular instance. Here's Quinn looking for Vamos, back of the end zone. Knocked away, incomplete. Conversion no good. And the deficit remains 20. 26-6. Pirate Bay still in full control.
Are you a little surprised, like I am, they didn't go for 2 there? I mean, again, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that they're going to win the football game.
But
They're
why
not. But why not go for 2 there? Help your plus minus in the point differential category or something.
And also, arguably, give yourself a little more room to operate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not. It's not a high pressure, have to have 2 to tie the game.
Correct.
To go ahead. You're at the 5-yard line. You've shrunk the field. Go for 2. Why not? Give yourself a bit more room to operate. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
A little surprising.
Approaching 3 minutes to play. There's the head official calling out the game clock. And so, understandably, again, Pirate Bay milking the play clock all the way down near 0. And here's Wurr. Whips one out to the near sideline to who else? Natalie Fisher makes the grab. And now 2 minutes on the clock.
Wow. And I guarantee you, Pirate Bay, they are in no hurry. There you see Wurr giving the signal to say, hey, we're good. We're good.
You're going to take your time and run this one all the way down to 0. You hear the cheers on the other side of the complex. Teams from Massachusetts and Jacksonville simultaneously going at it as we decide and figure out who will be the top 4 in the East Regional that will represent NLA for the national championship in February. As Gabriella Wurr going deep down the far sideline to a streaking Juliet Gambino who cannot haul it in.
Gabriella Wurr cannot minimize her aggressive nature. Not going to happen.
Yeah, you don't need it, but you can't help herself.
Absolutely.
But you know what? They're football players.
Absolutely correct.
And that's their end.
Would we expect or prefer anything less?
Absolutely not.
There you go.
1 minute to play here in Florham Park. Pirate Bay putting the finishing touches on another dominant win, and after a 3-0 start to this tournament yesterday, which really gave them the cushion they needed on a much more difficult Sunday. They'll finish 2-2 today, 5-2 for the tournament, and will play for a national championship in LA in February. Here's Wurr up under center. Hands off to Fisher. Fisher. A rare run play right there, designed to keep the clock rolling.
And now
That's the ball game. Unless, I didn't mean to call that prematurely. Did Tim Quinn take a timeout?
I would have thought he had done that a few times much sooner than this, but
No, I think that'll do it.
I think you're right.
Although now I'm being told there was a timeout call.
Wow.
For what purpose, I'm not sure.
I don't either. You didn't go for 2, so it's not like you're worried about putting more points on the board. I don't understand.
Well, only Tim Quinn knows the answer to that. This game has been decided. And now we await the tiebreakers, the head-to-heads, and the point differential in some case to decide who goes to LA. Here's Kira Quinn, deep ball, near sideline. Ball's incomplete.
Wow. It's a flag that came from the other
I
side.
thought I saw a flag.
Wow.
Can't fathom why we're throwing flags at this stage of the game.
There's that part. I'm with you, partner.
I understand that infractions are infractions, but seconds remaining in a blowout game.
Didn't see a ton there either.
Not sure that that was necessary.
No.
Now we're being told there's as many as 45 seconds left in this game. So I think some confusion as to how much time was actually on the clock.
And the deployment of timeouts confusing as well.
Kira Quinn, pressure in her face. Deep ball, but nobody home. I think that one was just massively underthrown.
Yeah.
You see high fives and celebrations there on the Pirate Bay Krewe side. It's Anna Quattrino and Giovanna Gambino. Karis McCreath out there as well.
And, yeah. Playing off coverage, as I suspected. Give them a little room.
7-yard cushion. Here's Quinn. Another deep ball. Floats it down the field. Caught this time.
They're given the cushion, but they're using the designated rusher to speed everything up. And they just lose. Wow.
Yeah, Sydney Vamos found herself wide open.
Wow.
Flag pulled there at the 5-yard line.
It's just a miscommunication, and Coach Quinn here obviously burning another timeout.
I guess the philosophy is you can't take him with you. Clearly he lives by that.
Interesting on the urgency to score after not taking the opportunity to go for 2 there on a previous possession.
Well, trying to, I assume, punch one more in, end on a high note. And how their tournament ends is still somewhat unclear based on the result of the other side. Still 30 seconds left to go in the game. And assuming that Athena can find a way to score here, as soon as Pirate Bay gets its hands back on the football, they'll most certainly take a knee in victory formation and
sack.
Put an end to this one. And you're right, a sack. You're a Quinn sacked at the 5-yard line.
Now Athena.
Yeah,
they're trying to go fast now.
Clock continuing to run. Quinn gets the snap off. Far side into the end zone. Amani Keys with a touchdown grab for good measure. Makes the score 26-12. With an extra point attempt coming. Now let's see if Tim Quinn opts to go for 2 this time.
I would think you almost have to.
And that's what
and now they go for 2.
That's what he'll do. We'll see what the play call is. Updated score for you on Field 2. Leominster flag football leading Jaguars Elite 21-7. And it is looking increasingly like Leominster flag football, who started the day multiple games under 500 in the tournament, will fight its way all the way back to a spot in the national championship round in February if this result holds, as Vamos there catches the 2-point conversion to make the score 26-14. Still a 2-possession game with just seconds remaining, though.
Well, a couple people caught that one.
And Pirate Bay can kneel on the football.
Is that the old team reception?
You know, we don't see them often, but let's see it here. Nope, that's going to Vamos.
Yep, that's Vamos
and
all day.
Amani Key said, no, give it to her.
Give it to her, yep.
That's a good teammate.
That's really good.
That's a good teammate right there. 26-14 the score, 20 seconds remaining. Pirate Bay. Athena taking its time. Coming off the sideline here. We can go ahead and put this one to rest with one more snap.
Or are they going onside kick here, Kyle?
Well, they might.
Takes Quinn out. So maybe looking for a little bit of a bigger arm here if they're going for the onside here.
Well, we saw last time. Number 33, Timea Morris, come in. And you see her standing right there. They're looking for a deep ball. I wouldn't be surprised if they go that route again. She will retake the field, so keep an eye on number 33, Timea Morris. She will be the quarterback. So, yes, an onside kick attempt. This is the flag football variation, or version, rather, of an onside kick. You get one play from the 5-yard line, and Morris heaves it, knocked away, incomplete. She was under pressure immediately. And the ball will go back to Pirate Bay, and they'll have a chance to kneel on it and end the game.
Now I think here you becomes academic.
We're told there are 12 seconds on the clock.
This is the result of not getting the onside kick.
Yep.
You give it up where you had it. Gabriella Ware, I would think, is going to just...
I'm not so sure about that.
Well,
there you go. Okay, I thought for a second.
Yeah, she had a look in her eye, right?
Like she might just do it. But that's the final score, 26-14. Pirate Bay Krewe gets the win. They improve to 5-2 on the weekend, and they are LA bound for the national championship round in February. One of the top 4 teams here in the East Regional. Make sure to check Zorts and follow along for the final standings here this weekend. But for us, Pirate Bay Krewe advances. They'll play for a title in February. It's been a tremendous ride this weekend with you, Reggie Walker. I had a great time, my man.
It's been a pleasure, my man. Always a pleasure.
No doubt.
Sitting alongside you.
Yep, it's a pleasure and a privilege. We thank you very much for being out there with us, watching throughout the day on HomeTeam Network or parts in between in Phoenix and Minnesota, Las Vegas, South Carolina, and St. Louis. All parts in between. Thank you for being with us. Final score, 26-14. Pirate Bay Krewe gets the win. Big thanks to our guest this week, and rather our host here at the Atlantic Health Jets Training Facility in Florham Park, New Jersey. Shout out to our friend, our fearless leader, Tanner Getz with the HomeTeam Network and all the crew involved in the broadcast. For Reggie Walker Jr., I'm Kyle Bailey. This has been the Oakley Icon Alliance East Regional on HomeTeam Network.